Have you ever wondered why some keyboards sound so satisfying or why gamers swear by certain types of keyboards? Maybe you've seen those aesthetic setups on social media with beautiful custom keyboards and thought, I want one of those. Well, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to dive into the fascinating world of keyboards, and trust me, there's a lot more to these daily drivers than meets the eyes. What's shaking, bacon? Welcome back to Tech Comments. I'm Kyle, and today we're going to break down everything you need to know about getting started with keyboards. Whether you're a gamer looking to improve your setup, a professional wanting to upgrade your work experience, or maybe just someone who's curious why people spend hundreds of dollars on keyboards, this video is for you. Let's get started with something that seems super basic but is crucial: keyboard sizes. She might tell you the size doesn't matter, but when it comes to keyboards, it really does. You might be surprised to learn that your standard office keyboard isn't the only option out there. As we work our way through the keyboard sizes, you'll hear references to percentages. The percentages convey how much functionality and space a keyboard offers compared to our very first keyboard, and that is the most common size of keyboard, known as a full-size keyboard, but also is referred to as a 100% keyboard. It has the classic layout that most of us are so accustomed to, with everything including the number pad. Perfect for number crunchers and Excel warriors, it takes up the most desk space of all these keyboards. Next up is the 10 keyless keyboard, commonly called the TKL, but also known as an 80% keyboard. It's probably the second most common keyboard that you'll find out there. It removes the number pad for more compact design, popular among gamers because now it allows for some extra mouse space and still maintains all the functionality and arrow keys. Most major manufacturers like Logitech, Corsair, and Razer make TKL keyboards. Now on to my favorite size of keyboards, the 75% and 65%. Further compresses the layout, keeps most of the essential keys, great balance between functionality and desk space. From there you go to 60% and below. It's a minimalist dreams. It requires learning the function key combinations, removes the function key row up at the top, maximum desk space saving. Anything below a 60% keyboard has a very, very steep learning curve. In the same realm of keyboard sizes, you also have different form factors like left-sided numpads, split keyboards, and ortholinear keyboards. Now it's time to get to the nitty-gritty and let's talk about what's under those keycaps. This is where things get really interesting. Let's go ahead and start this off with membrane switches. Found in your most basic keyboards, they use something called a rubber dome design to make them very quiet and affordable. But what you gain from the rubber dome design is really outweighed by the loss of tactile feedback and a shorter lifespan. These are the keyboards that commonly come from manufacturers with PCs that include keyboards. Nothing fancy, but it will get the job done. Mechanical switches, the holy grail of switches for keyboard enthusiasts. Individual switches for each key. They use metal contacts to register each key press, and with that comes better durability when compared to membrane switches. They allow for customization out the wazoo. There are three main types of mechanical switches. Starting off with my personal favorite mechanical switch type, linear. Super smooth, no bump, and are extremely popular for gaming. Next up, you're gonna have tactical switches. Small bump, good for typing, makes you feel like you are getting things knocked out when you are getting after it on a keyboard. Last but not least is clicky switches. They got a loud click, enjoyable experience, but noisy. Do not take these into your 9 to 5. These will get some of your coworkers all riled up. It also gives away if you're working or not, but it really makes the per my last email message extremely satisfying to type up. Next up, you got optical switches. Keyboards with freaking lasers on their head. Uses light beams instead of physical contact. Faster actuation for registering the key presses. Generally more durable. Popular in high-end gaming keyboards. I use an optical switch keyboard with a tactical feel for my first 2 years, fully ingrained in the PC gaming, and absolutely loved it. The rapid actuation made a world of difference, and going back to the mechanical switches for gaming was tough for me. Now we come to Hall effect switches. This keyboard right here in front of me is a Hall effect keyboard with linear feel. It is by far my favorite keyboard that I own. Hall-effect switches are the newest technology on the block and really have taken the gaming world by storm. Hall-effect switches uses magnets for activation and have a whole host of customizations like adjustable depth. They are completely contactless, unlike traditional mechanical switches, and have a theoretical endless lifespan. Hall-effect switches are so effective at doing their jobs and allowing for so much customization in their software that some consider using everything that they offer as cheating. Like, no joke, there are actual competitive leagues that have banned Hall-effect keyboards because they are too good. With all the switch types covered, let's take a deep dive on mechanical switches for a moment, since they are really the most popular of all the switches. Some of the most popular brands and models include the Cherry MX, the original, the OG, and the industry standard in switches. Gateron is a great budget option and a great place to start if you're just diving into mechanical keyboards. Next, you have Kali, who is known for their affordable and innovative designs. Then you have the legendary Holy Pandas. This is just to name a few of the many brands out there. I'm sure you will let me know of other brands out there in the comments down below. The key characteristics that set switches apart are the actuation force, how hard you need to press, the travel distance, how far the keys move, the actuation point, when the keystroke registers, and the sound profile. They go all the way from silent to clicky to thocky. I've added a link in the description down below for switch testing kits. This is an affordable way to try out a bunch of different switches without buying an entire keyboard just to find out that you're not a fan of the switches. Now that we have discussed the size and switches, we've got to get to the age-old debate. Should you go wireless? The pros to going with a wired keyboard are zero latency, no battery concerns, generally they're cheaper, and more available options to choose from. Wireless, on the other hand, has a very clean aesthetic to it. You also gain some portability as well. You have modern connectivity options like Bluetooth and 2.4 gigahertz. Many wireless devices also support multiple device types. You can use it for your iPad, your laptop, your desktop, a whole swath of things, even your iPhone. Being versed in using both, my personal preference is wired. Even with modern connectivity options, latency and dropout can still cause problems even on high-end keyboards. With that being said, I would highly suggest getting a keyboard with a detachable Type-C cable. This allows for you to change the aesthetic if you like, and if your pet happens to chew through the cable, you're not out an entire keyboard. So there you have it, your introduction to the world of keyboards. Remember that there is no perfect keyboard for everyone. It's all about finding what works best for your needs, preferences, and your budget. Keyboards can get absolutely astronomical in price. If you're just starting out, I recommend deciding on your size preference, testing some different switch types if possible, considering your primary use case, and setting a realistic budget. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more tech guides like this one. Drop a comment down below with your favorite keyboard or any questions you might have. Until next time,